This is the TNA Wrestling March 20th, 2025 full show results video. TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich kicks off the show. Slamovich puts over Cora Jade's efforts in their match last week at Sacrifice, but it wasn't enough. Slamovich says she is on a mission to prove to the entire world that she's the best champion in all of wrestling. Masha says she'll defend her title against anyone, anytime, anywhere, and this brings out Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard says she's been to places and done things that Masha never will. Blanchard says it's time to take back what belongs to her. Slamovich tries to respond but is attacked from behind by NXT superstar Jacy Jayne. Referees and security separate the two women, and this brings out Santino Marella onto the stage. Marella says this isn't the way people conduct themselves at TNA, but if she's looking for a fight, he can make it happen. Marella announces Jacy Jayne will face Slamovich next week and Blanchard is banned from ringside. Backstage, Santino Marella confronts Ariana Grace about Jacy Jayne's appearance. Grace says she knew nothing about it, and the only surprise she knows of is the same one he knows about later in the show. Marella says he doesn't like surprises and doesn't want something like that happening again. Then we saw a match between the Rascalz versus the Northern Armory, and the result of this match was the Rascalz defeated the Northern Armory by pinfall when the Rascalz hit Travis Williams with feet into the Lions, then Trey Miguel scored the pinfall victory for his team. After the match, Eric Young and the Northern Armory tried to surround the Rascalz, but Ace Austin hits the ring with a steel chair to chase them off and make the save. Zaya Brookside is backstage with Gia Miller, and when asked about being misted by Rosemary last week, Brookside said her eyes are fine mostly and the doctor says there is no permanent damage. When asked about almost using a steel chain on Rosemary last week, Brookside had a clash of consciousness and said Rosemary is trying to get into her head. Rosemary appears on the monitor and asks Brookside if she's finally starting to understand. Brookside says she didn't hesitate last week, but Rosemary disagrees. Rosemary dares Brookside to meet her in the ring tonight and get her revenge. Brookside says she will, and she has the perfect partner in mind. AJ Francis and KC Navarro take the stage for another first-class penthouse segment. Francis runs down the city until Chavo Guerrero makes a surprise appearance. Francis runs down Chavo and tells him if he wanted the second-best Guerrero on his show, he would have called up Dominic. Chavo says the verdict is still out on whether Dominic is a Guerrero or not, and says that Dominic's mother got around and Eddie was damn good-looking. Frankie Kazarian comes out and they try to outnumber Chavo, but he brings out Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr. to even the odds, and then Chavo challenges them to a six-man tag next week on Impact. The next match happened between Mustafa Ali versus Mike Santana, and the result of this match was Mike Santana defeated Mustafa Ali when Mustafa Ali walked out on the match and purposely get himself counted out. Gia Miller tries to confront Mustafa Ali as he's leaving the building and asks him why he ran away from Mike Santana. Ali says he didn't run from Santana, he conquered him. Ali says they are done and he's the one addiction that Santana will never beat. Then Ryan and Nick Nameth come to the ring, and Nick Nameth says a year ago everyone started talking about TNA again, and they were right. Nameth says it was all because of him and says things were going great until the Hardys slimed their way into the company to take all the credit, and then Nick calls the Hardys frauds. Leon Slater comes out and says he's tired of the way Nick has looked at and spoken to him. Slater says it's probably because the show stealer can't steal the show if the show has already been stolen by him. Slater tries to take them both on but ends up eating a super kick from Nick Nameth. The next match happened between Zaya Brookside and Laying Lee versus Rosemary and Savannah Evans, and the result of this match was Zaya Brookside and Laying Lee defeated Rosemary and Savannah Evans by pinfall when Laying Lee hit Savannah Evans with Thunderstruck to score the pinfall victory for her team. Heather and Ash by Elegance are in the ring celebrating their Knockouts tag team title win at Sacrifice. They are interrupted by Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson from NXT, who are looking for a shot at the Knockouts tag team titles. This brings out the former champion Spitfire, who say are contractually obligated to a rematch for the titles. Before anything else can happen, two more NXT talents arrive as Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley make their way to the ring. Tatum Paxley says they are the freakiest thing to happen to the tag team division. Paxley says they have been underutilized and she won't take it anymore, and says they have come to TNA for the Knockouts tag team titles. Ash throws a fit and Gigi tells her to kiss her ass. A big brawl breaks out with all of the ladies. Security rushes to the scene to break things up. TNA Director of Authority Santino Marella's theme hits and out he comes to another monster pop. Next week it'll be Ash and Heather versus Gigi and Paxley. Spitfire are banned from ringside and Jackson and Legend are banned as well. Jackson and Legend beat down some of the security. They get in Santino's face and intimidate him. Ariana Grace comes out and says he might not have authority over him, but she does. She says they're still banned from ringside next week. The next match happened between Mance Warner versus Magno, and the result of this match was Mance Warner defeated Magno by pinfall. Post-match, Steph De Lander and Mance Warner starts make out, and when they were walking backstage, Sami Callihan attacked Mance Warner, but Santino and security pulled them apart. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Joe Hendry and Elijah versus The System, and the result of this match was Joe Hendry and Elijah defeated The System by pinfall when Joe Hendry hit Brian Myers with a standing ovation to score the pinfall victory for his team. Joe Hendry and Elijah celebrate their victory as TNA Impact goes off the air. How much you would rate this week's TNA show? Let me know in the comments and thanks for watching.